What's up, guys? Carolina Jackpot coming at you Saturday evening. It's summertime, right? And time is limited. We are all looking for a way to cut corners when we get hungry. We're looking for a way to get that meal knocked out that satisfies our family, doesn't drain our pocketbook, and satisfies everyone. I'm going to show you tonight. We're going to prepare together a recipe that I have developed, and perfected, I must say, over the past few years. Carolina Jackpot's Sloppy Joes, or the Jack Joes, as they are popularly known. Let's get to it. That's the first and most important ingredient in Jack's Homemade Joes is the ground beef. I use 80-20. Your ground chuck. I don't like the market ground beef, the 73% lean. There's just too much fat on there for me. And the ground round on the other end of the spectrum, or the 93%, there's not enough fat, and there's no taste. So I've got 2.5 pounds right here. I got this from Food Lion, and it'll brown up really nice here in probably about 5 minutes. And then I will show you the next steps. Just using a big, I think this is, I'm not sure what size pan or pot we got here. This is like a, I think it's like a 5-quart one. But you can actually use like a Dutch oven or something if you'd like a stainless steel type apparatus. If you want to cook this on the grill, I mean, you could do that on the grill during the summertime. I'm doing it inside because it is rather late and it was raining out there earlier. But I did think about doing it in my Dutch oven, but I'm not going to do it that way. When this finishes browning up, I'll show you the next step. Right, a couple of things. This is cooked up really nice, and it's almost ready to go. The pink is almost gone. I forgot to tell you guys, the seasonings. Throw a little bit of seasoning on the ground beef before I start cooking it. Actually, I started it up, and then about 30 seconds into it, after I ended the video, I was like, oh shit, I forgot to tell them about that. I'll just throw a little bit of spice in there. I use this as cowboy seasoning and rub. Not really sure what it's got in it, but it's delicious. A little bit of black pepper. That came from Vidalia. They don't exist no more. That might be an antique. A little bit of onion powder or garlic powder, just a dash of it, and of course salt, just a dash. And this is almost done, and I'm going to turn this off in just a second. And there's a little bit more fat in here than what I'm used to. I have cooked up ground chuck before, and it have almost zero fat in it. This one is a little fattier than what I like. You see that? Over there, I mean, if I can get the steam out of the way, I mean, it looks like a veritable lake over here on the right hand side of the pot. So we're going to drain off almost all of this. I will leave just a tiny bit of the drippings in here because it serves, it's just a nice little base. It's got a nice little taste to it. And we won't get rid of all of it. We're going to go ahead and drain it off. And then I'll get back to what we're going to add after that. By the way, also, another mistake I made. Hey, this is my first little cooking video, okay? So if I make some mistakes, don't shoot me. I set a stainless steel pot that you can put on the grill. People, you'd never put a stainless steel pot on the grill. Cast iron Dutch oven is what I meant to say. Cast iron, not stainless steel. I'll be back in just a sec. The fat has been drained from this 2.5 pounds of ground beef. It cooked down really nice, and I drained that off, almost all of it. I don't dump this into a colander. I just do it the old-fashioned way, kind of pour it off the side and hope for the best. And I actually wash it down the sink. A lot of people don't recommend that. I had to drain in little cups, stuff like that. My mom used to have a little colander. It was a handheld colander. You hold it right here. It was like a half moon shape. And you can kind of dump it off. I wish I could find another one of those. If anybody can tell me where to find that, shout out to you and let me know. Anyway, our 2.5 pounds of ground beef in the pot, and we're going to add the next ingredients. Right here, this is one Vidalia onion. I use the Vidalia because it doesn't make me cry when I'm chopping it up. And a lot of people will use the little food processor to chop onions up. I don't like to do that because it just absolutely kills the flavor. It knocks all the juices out of it when you use that food processor. It just chops it up too finely. So we're going to dump that in there, and that will give it a nice little kick. And notice we're not browning the Vidalia onion in with the ground beef. We already did our browning, so this is going to cook with the rest of it. So it's going to be a little bit more crunchy, but it's also going to have more flavor than it would if I actually cooked it in with the ground beef, or my experience is it has been so. This is the next ingredient, a very important one, and you got to do this if you're going to make Jack's Joe's homemade bacon. There we go. And that looks like it's not a lot. They're like, what'd you do? Crumple up one piece of bacon? Guys, that is actually 6 pieces of bacon. I use Jimmy Dean Smokehouse brand. Our flavor, you can use whichever one you'd like. Go ahead, brown it beforehand, and mix that up in there along with that onion. And man, that with those spices I added earlier, that onion powder, that cowboy seasoning, that black pepper's popping, that bacon is starting to pop. It's already smelling good, and we haven't even added the important ingredients yet. We haven't added the sloppy to Jack's Joe's. Haven't even added the sloppy. Right now I've got it on about 4 heat. You're from low to 8 to then to high. Let's got it on 4 right now because we're just getting ready. We're getting ready for the magic to start. We got that and that. We're going to add some diced green chilies and diced tomatoes. Yeah, I drained that stuff. This is Rotel. This is a store brand. And you'll see I've got a lot of Food Line brand products in this video because obviously that's where I bought them from. Shout out to Food Line. Good grocery store. And I'm giving them, a little bit of advertisement here that they didn't pay for. So, that's good for you, Food Line. You're getting on this Carolina jackpot stuff, and you don't even know it. No, but they are. You're there. They're there when you need them. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to mix the Rotel in there, and you can use Rotel, whatever. I'm just going on with y'all, just fucking around. This is original. You can use hot. You can use mild. You can use the Mexican kind. It's whatever suits your fancy. So that one's there. And we're going to turn our heat up. Let's start to simmer a little. Well, not really simmer. We're just going to start to cook a little bit more right here. Get all those flavors kind of mixing up together. There's still a few more ingredients. Oh, there are. Oh, yes, there are. A lot of people will dump, when they're making homemade sloppy joes, just mustard in here. Regular old mustard. And then they'll do barbecue sauce. I don't go with that. I go with a combination of both, and then I kind of deviate. This is Sheely's barbecue sauce. This is a mustard-based barbecue sauce, and this one comes from the big city of Leesville, South Carolina. I got a barbecue restaurant down there. It's like one of the most famous barbecue restaurants in South Carolina. Anyway, they have their own line of barbecue sauces and this and that. And if you've been in the Midlands or the lower part of the state in South Carolina, mustard-based barbecue sauce is where it's at. It's like Maurice's. It's just, Sheely's. So we're going to dump a little Sheely in there and get it going. And you can see I've used some of it before, so it's pouring okay, but not great. Just get it in there, probably about 3 tablespoons worth. That might be a little bit too much. That's some good stuff. God, that's some good stuff. And just mix that up a little bit. Let me turn the heat down while I'm videoing all this for y'all. I don't want to start cooking it up too much before I get a chance to throw everything in there. So we got our Sheila's barbecue sauce in there, and the Rotel, or the Food Line based Rotel, the onions, ground beef, and the bacon. The bacon is a ingredient that you don't find it in all the sloppy joes, and I've kind of gotten this recipe and kind of perfected it from watching a few different people. YouTuber Kent Rollins, shout out to him, Cowboy Kent Rollins. Dude's got like 1.5 million subs, makes some great videos. He has a great sloppy joe recipe on here. It's similar to this. And another person I've actually watched that makes a really good sloppy joe recipe is one Catfish Cooley from Facebook. So check out Catfish Cooley's Facebook page. He does something similar too. And I've kind of combined their recipes and added my own twist to it. All right, it's time to get going. Kick this thing up a notch. Chipotle sauce. This is what's going to put the jack in the joes. This is, how big of a can is this? Not really sure. Almost 8 ounces. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Boom. There we go. Boom. It's gone. Dump that whole thing in there. People hear the word Chipotle, they cringe. They're like, oh my God, it's going to be hot. Well, yeah, it's going to be hot. It's going to be spicy too. This is what puts the sloppy in your sloppy joe. It's also what puts the jack in your joe. Okay, I mean, you got to get some spiciness in there. If you don't have that, you can use the same brand, La Costanza. They have some adobe peppers. Chop up 3 or 4 of them or whatever. You can use some green chili relish, something to give it a kick. You got to give it some kind of kick. And that will definitely provide that kick. All right, so we'll go with that. Now, we've added the spice, and now we got to dumb it down a little bit. We're going to add some barbecue sauce. This is the Duke's, the Georgia Sweet Heat barbecue sauce. I mean, you got a little bit of a mild taste here. This stuff's good. See with this Georgia Sweet Heat. Pull on my finger. Get in there. That's delicious. This will be a great ingredient. Go ahead and put that in there. Give it a squeeze and do not be shy. Gotta kind of fill the bottle. Let it fill back up. I put enough in there? No, I didn't. Give it a little more. There we go. She's close to half empty. That'll do. Guys, you really cannot go wrong with sloppy joes. I mean, it's hard to screw them up. I mean, it really is. It's hard to screw them up. But it's also hard for them to be out of this world. These are going to be out of this world. All right, get the sweet heat mixed in. Got the chipotle mixed in. That diced green chilies. Those are starting to really cook in real nice. Remember what I said, we got to keep dumbing it down a little bit. Got to keep dumbing it down. It looks a little bit runny to me. Looks a bit runny, so we're going to add something to bulk it up a little bit. That's brown sugar. It's about a half a cup or so. That's also Food Line brand. Shout out again to Food Line. Using a lot of your products. We could actually name these Jack's Food Line Joes, I guess. Yeah, really could. All right, get that mixed up in there. All right. I might would let that cook just a little bit longer. But I'm not going to. I have one more ingredient to go in here. And this is something you probably wouldn't expect to go in here. Or maybe you would. I don't know. Don't know how many sloppy joes y'all have ever made, homemade type before. We got our brown sugar. We got the chipotle. We got the diced green stuff, the sweet heat, all of that. We got all that. Hello, little bear. Time for a little bit of honey. Just give him a squeeze. He don't want to give it up. I'll tell you something about honey too. Man, that stuff can be expensive. The Food Line brand, the little honey bear, this little guy was like $3 and some change. There's some honey in there that, man, that stuff, the same, almost the same exact size container can be upwards of $8 to $10. Just crazy. Just crazy. There we go with that. I'm on a 4 heat right now. I'm going to go on ahead and turn this down. I'm going to turn it down to right around there, in between the low and the 2. And that's going to start a simmering. We're going to simmer this, and we're going to cover it up. I'm going ahead and take that spoon out of there, and you can sit that in your little spoon rest, or not. And, we're going to go ahead and cover that up. Just a little steam there. And it's 9:34 p.m. right now. We'll check back on this at 9:50. Make sure you stir it a couple times between now and then, though. All right, guys, that time has elapsed. Been stirring it up. Been keeping an eye on it, and let's see what we got right here. Oh, man. All that goodness is kind of cooked together. That looks outstanding. It really does. That looks great. At this point, you got to try a little taste test, and got to be honest with you, I already done it a little while ago, but you didn't think I was going to boil that old stuff up like that and not get me a little taste of it, did you? It's not too hot. But just to show you the look on my face. Oh, man. My God. Them onions is cooked up just right. Like I said, you don't brown them with the ground beef. You put them in there after the ground beef is already browned. If you do, they're going to be mushy, and they're not going to provide any kind of substance to the dish you're making. None whatsoever. It's just like, you know, throwing in air. I mean, it's like you didn't even do it. One more ingredient, though. One more ingredient. We are not quite finished yet. We're not out of the woods yet, guys. That shows wouldn't be nothing without some good old cheese. I got the Food Line. This is the fancy shredded sharp cheddar. I like extra sharp cheddar. They didn't have it there, though. So we went with the regular old sharp cheddar. And this stuff is starting to kind of cook up a little high. We'll cook it down below here. Turn it down low. And you can save some of this as a garnish if you'd like. But I just go willy-nilly, dump it all in there. Just dump it all in. Get all that goodness in there. And this cheese kind of acts as a bonding agent. And it's really good because this, if I had one complaint at all about these Jack Joes, they were a little bit runny. They were a little bit runny. So we needed something to throw in there to kind of bond some stuff together and quell that runniness just a little bit. We're still on low, and it's going to all melt in there together. Guys, it's almost time to eat. However you choose to finish off Jack's Joe's is up to you. I'm going with the traditional sesame seed bun. Look at all those sesame seeds. Look at it. Look how dense that is. These are known as the Big Marties from Martin's Bread Company out of Pennsylvania. That's why I like it a lot. Great state. And this is some high quality stuff. You can use any bread you like to. Sunbeam, Flowers, you know, your Nature's Own, whatever. Got some Utz potato chips over here. A little rippled chip action. Don't go with anything too fancy. I just like plain chips. I don't like your sour cream onion. I don't like the ones that's got, you know, bacon and cheddar, sour cream, and all that garbage on them. Just give me a regular old potato chip. You could actually just sprinkle these out on the plate and put the Jack's Joe's on top of it and just lay them down on the potato chips. Lay me down on a bed of Utz. But no, we're not going to do that here. Another medium to serve sloppy joes or Jack's Joe's, whatever you want to call it. Good old minute rice. I used to fix this with my son a lot. We'd have manwich and rice. Just, you know, brown up a pound of ground beef, throw some manwich in there, cook it up, cook up some minute rice and mix it all together. That's very good as well. Here, we're going to go more traditional with it. And you can do it however you like. A lot of people like to put pickles on these. I think we got enough already going on, so we're not going to do that, but I am going to add just a little bit of yellow mustard as kind of a base here. And like I said, you can use some cheese as a garnish, but I use that whole bag of cheese in the Joes themselves. The Joes. So we really don't have any extra to do a garnish with, but you want to get enough on here, and it's thickened up really nice. It's thickened up really nice. It's not runny anymore. Well, actually it is. It's running off the bun, but it's not too bad. And we're going to smash it down right there. There you go. That's one of Jack's Joe's. Time for the fruits of my labor to pay off. It's time to eat and see what we got going on here. This looks really good. It's a little messy, a little messier than I would like it to be, but hence the name Sloppy Joe. We're not going to complain too much. Let's see what this tastes do though. Man. Don't make fun of my Tennessee shirt either. Only bought it because it's got a dog on it. Do you want some? That is delicious. Anything out of a can, it cannot rival this, man. I was spending $25 for the ingredients to make this versus $5 for the ingredients to make Sloppy Joe's out of a can. There's no comparison. I can literally take this spoon and I could sit here and eat this whole pot right now. I mean, it is that good. And it'll sit your ribs too. Tomorrow, I won't need to eat anything all day. I won't. So I'll still be good with my diet. And you can take your chips, kind of scoop it up. Hashtag It's Miller time. Whew. I can't tell you how good that is. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit it with a thumbs up. Hit the subscription button. Click that little bell so you get all the Carolina Jackpot videos. Normally our college football videos, but my God, if I keep coming up with concoctions like this and they're this good, I've outdone myself. I might make some more food videos. Sorry. I'm heaping a little bit too much praise on myself here with my crazy animal sounds. Click the bell, get the notifications, get all the videos. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll see y'all later. Peace, and I'm out.